Beautiful. How about you? Come on. All right, we can get rid of these guys for a little bit. Maybe we should just turn them down and just kind of leave them in the background a little bit. That's not bad. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Happy Oyster Show. I am your host, Bart Burke, and we are having a ball, boys and girls. I cannot tell you how much fun we're having. Um, it's crazy how much fun we're having. The shit is really growing. Before I get going any further, this is going to be a bothersome. I got to turn that off, and we got to get going with Netminder, our sponsor. Netminder, this stuff works. If you're not familiar with it, you better tune in. You better tune in live. I was hoping to come out of the boat today, but shit happens. Not to broadcast out of the boat, but the next time I do go out on the boat, and the next time the cages come up, the next time I see him is going to be the next time that you guys see him live. So you better subscribe, man. If you don't subscribe, you're not going to be able to see it live, but you will be able to see it in the rerun, obviously. So it's all good. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We come to you live each and every Saturday at 10 a.m. I can't believe how much this stuff is growing. We went out there, we did a little live quickie test. We drove the boat out. I got a little of that, and then we started to pull them up because we did deploy some, and we started to pull them up, and I couldn't get the tripod, the boat. I had to sign off. I just didn't have enough hands. So we didn't have a cameraman. Today, hopefully when we do go out next time, we'll have a cameraman, but I'll be a little bit more prepared. Because again, first time we're pulling them up. We learned a lot of things. And I knew some of these things, and the number one thing that we learned is do not make all your deer the same right off the bat, because you might modify. Now we started out, we got about 60 cages out there that are ready to rock and roll, and we'll get to that in a minute. But bottom line is the leader line, which I'm going to make one up for you guys here later on in a little bit. How we're making up our own homemade leader lines and how they are working. They do work awesome, but they're just a tad bit too short. When I say tad bit too short, we're pulling them up, we got them on the boat, the cage is on the bottom, but I can't swing it over the hook on the davit and pull it down onto the winch to be able to pull it up. So we needed to make it, we were making them, I think it was 20 feet, we need to make them another 10 feet, so now they are at 30 feet. I'll show you how our very, very technical measurement of that 30 feet, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a half a minute. I am going to need my gloves on for that technical tidbit and where we're going with that whole thing. Hopefully I can operate. You know what? I'll just use this hand for now. I'll play a little Michael Jackson. Oh, that's a bit. No, I'm just going to play the one glove guy. The dream is coming true, guys. It's all starting to happen. Let me tune over here to make sure everything is cool. Where am I? There we go. Bada boom. Let's see who's in. Good morning, everybody. Calvin had a little problem with a little deer this morning. Oops. Did you give him a little bacon to go with that? Lettuce was just down the road, so you didn't have to worry about the lettuce, but they needed the bacon. They like it crispy, I heard, for the BLTs and their tomatoes. Oh, good for that. Yeah. Loving that heat. I hate it when it's hot like this. Good morning, Oystermen. Good morning all the way from San Diego. Bring it on home. Abraham, love you, brother. Thanks for tuning in today. Jimmy Frozen in the house. Thank you. Jimmy Frozen's got a blue wrench. Jimmy Frozen is our moderator. Jimmy Frozen is coming from another life of mine. And God bless you. Thank you very much, Jimmy, for doing what you do. Wolfie's in the house. Bring it on home. We get a little UK. Check it out. What did I see recently about the UK? I saw a thing on CNBC about vaping and whatnot and cigarette use and how this company called Juul, which I happen to be following, and damn it, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, hadda. Damn it. Just listen to the children, boys and girls. I know it's bad, I know, and you know what? You shouldn't take money from that kind of business, and it's really nasty, but it's just, you start to see things and you just, it's not a, it's like Pokemon Go. I saw that one too. It was a short-lived. One of my biggest things that I saw ahead, streaming live. I've been streaming live for a lot of years. All right. Enough of that. couple of shout outs. Last week we went up to New England to a birthday party. I like going to birthday parties because I see how everybody and whatnot, and it was fun, and God bless them and happy birthday. The other thing I like going to birthday party is you get to compare, hey, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing really good. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm able to work. Yeah, we got our little problems here and there, but on the whole, we're in good shape. And I went and visited another friend of mine that is fighting the fight. You know the fight. He's fighting a little different than the way I fought it, but he's fighting it. And hats off to Steve. Keep fighting it, brother. I know you're going to kick its ass, one way or another. Next shout-outs. Alex Walsh, netminder, we did him. And then we got Chip Terry over at Oyster Tracker. All right, Chip Terry at Oyster Tracker. This is a funny one. I'm bringing business. I'm not an oysterman, or I'm not a bayman. I'm a businessman, and I'm bringing businessmen to the oyster, and then I learn the oyster as I go, and boats and all of that other stuff. Bottom line is you all know how to work hard, so it's all good. So Chip Terry, I am right at the stage of life or in there where computers are starting to come into play, and then iPads came out, and I really never had any iPad experience other than maybe somewhere at a seminar or something they handed it to you and you tried to sign in and you fucked it all up and you couldn't sign in. And every time I saw an iPad come out, I'm like, screw that thing. Yeah, I can operate the phone pretty good. I can operate a computer, but this iPad thing, right? But it's an inventory tracking mechanism, and we were cutting up with my man Chip Terry over at Oyster Tracker. There'll be a lot more of this coming up. But man, this software is awesome. It can tell you how, who, what, when. It gives you all of the details. Way more about that much later on. I promised them I'd give them a shout out. Wow, I was playing with it a little bit last night, and it's like, this thing is awesome. I'm starting to catch a hold of that. But he was cracking up about the fact, he thought it was sad that, here we are, my wife coming close to 50 and me coming close to 40, and it's like, oh yeah. All right, enough of that. iPad. Lines that go in between the cages. Oh man, let me open this thing up. I was kind of saving it a little bit. I was thinking about maybe opening up the door, putting the fan in there. It is roasting hot here today. It is already in the shade, 86.5 degrees. Fucking hot is what it is. Oh, you know what? Can I turn? Oh, you know what? Maybe this will turn around. Ooh, look at that. It even works with a glove on. Bingo, baby. How's our audio doing? I'm all by myself again, guys, as you can see. Freddie had a root canal. I think he's doing pretty good. I did text him last night, but he was probably still high on drugs. So we got a whole bunch of cages over here ready to rock and roll. We've been rolling them in 6s. Here's our next 6 that are ready to go to market, ready to go out in the bag. If you look carefully on the right-hand side of the cage, on the edge of it, there's some blue tags. Number and amount, getting them going, numbering accordingly. Now here's where the situation, so we got some over here. I'm scared. I'm scared that we're gonna get, the shit's gonna grow so damn fast that we can't keep track of it, keep ahead of it, and that's okay. So what we got is going on. Yeah, you hear that too, huh? Where is he? We live right near an airport. I get a lot of cool stuff, man. I get some really cool stuff. This one's kind of funky. I can tell by the sound. It's like one of the rattan wings. I think they call it a canard is the proper word. Sorry for that. All right, Burt Rattan was one of the, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. This is not the show. So we got down here, I've been making up some tags and whatnot, and we're going in cages of 6, which means there's 12 cages per deal. Here's the numbers on that side, and what line it is the letter is the other side. So we got A, B, C, D, and E. I'm trying to get ahead of myself because I know this stuff is going to have to be needing splitting, and at the looks of things, the splitting is pretty quick. So I'm keeping, but the density that I put it in, I should be able to split it 3 times, and I should be good. So I have to have cages ready. For what I've deployed so far, I have to have cages ready for 3. For whatever, times 3 of whatever I put out there. Does that make sense? Jimmy's got 92. Holy shit, it's hot here too. So I'm banging out cages here in spare time. Anytime you got a free moment, you're going to have to be making gear right now, which is not a big deal. I like making gear. And the best part about making gear is that I'm right here in my own little garage, and I can come out here in my slippers, or I can do whatever I want to do. Let me turn that around. Let's see if I can turn it back around. Oh, there it is. Hey, I did it with the gloves again. Sweet. So it's kind of nice. I really like that. What did I do with my coffee? Oh, here it is. All right, so the bottom line, the leader lines between each of the cages, what we do is called ghost lining. What was that about the dope? Watching the tour of the dope. Who's that? Uh-oh. What do I hear? What do I hear off in the distance? Do I hear 8 tiny reindeer? No. I hear 354 horses, I think. I don't know what the hell's in that truck. Here he comes. The man. The myth. And that beeping legend. Let me see if I could turn it around. Here he is. Here he is. He's walking. Is he, oh, he's got Winchester with him too. All righty. There it is. Bring it on home. We got Captain Freddy, the Angry Bayman, is in the house with Winchester. Frederick, how's your tooth?
It's dead.
Does it hurt?
No.
It does not hurt. Okay, good. That's a good thing. Are we going on the boat?
I don't care. My jaw is where they put the needles in.
Oh yeah.
But the tooth is dead.
The tooth is dead. Well, it's not, you make it sound so beeping dramatic.
Hey, it was dramatic.
What do you mean it was dramatic?
It was dramatic.
They gave you a couple of shots. You felt pretty good. Do you have any better story than that? Winnie, what's the word?
No.
Sit down, Win. Nothing else.
No.
No reports.
Thumbs up to Dr. Matsui. He's the best.
Thumbs up. Dr. Matsui is the guy who drilled it out and did what he had to do. When do you go back?
The 27th, 28th, something like that.
A week. A week? Is that a week?
Yeah, I guess so.
No. What's today? Today's the 13th? I don't know what the hell today is. No, today is the... No. Today, look it up there on the calendar. Today is the 20th. So you got to go back to 20, what did you say?
In a week,
First?
I guess.
All right. Oh, that's pretty bad. We don't even know what the hell time it is. All right, so I was just getting on with him, Fred, about about our excursions out there and what we were doing with our leader lines and whatnot, and how we figured out that, the number one thing is that we did not make all of our gear the same so that we could change. We're kind of testing it slowly, a little bit. So our leader line, when our ghost line is a leader line, and it's a homemade clip, and it looks like this. I did a whole report on this. The boat is well in the back. The dog jumped off my boat and pressed on something. I don't know. You got the thing over there. I can't. He's going through fast so damn quick. I can't read him. So we got this clip that goes onto here, and they're really tough to squeeze. So we made ourselves a little modified and sacrificed a pair of to be able to squeeze these apart so that in case we have to disconnect or do whatever. That's what it looks like. And this one here is 30 feet long. Now we were talking about that fancy measurement that I'm about to show you. Now this is very, very high tech, okay? I want you guys all to remember you're gonna have to go to Harbor Freight and go get one of these fancy measuring devices. I'm kidding. It's not fancy at all. You gotta try to keep it as simple as you possibly can, guys. I am approximately 6 feet tall. Boom. Across each thing is about 6 feet, right here to here. So I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to go once, twice, 3 times, lady. So I go 5 times, right? Bada boom to there, and there's where I'm going to cut it. That's how technical it is. Now cutting it, okay, cutting it. You got to get one of these, boys and girls. If you ain't got one of these, you got to get one. This is a rope cutter, and it's electric, and it turns on, and it gets hot. Steamy, as a matter of fact.
I don't know what the hell. They kicked me off Facebook again.
He got kicked off of Facebook again? All right, this ought to be hot enough by now. And then you just kind of rub it against here like this. Kind of smokes and stuff. Do not breathe that in, boys and girls. It's not quite hot enough. I should have let it go more, but for the efforts of time for you guys, I'm trying to get this done to give you... That shit stinks. All right. So we got that taken care of. So now we go over to the other department over here. Strangers. All right, we got a lot of mess going on here, so you got to bear with me. Let me see here. We can do this. We can do that, maybe. All right, that works. I wasn't quite ready for this. I had to shift gears because I expected Fred to be here earlier, but obviously now you guys are going to have to, you're going to have to be tuning in later on for the live update. But I'm going with my original gig. All right, how to make these lines up, because some of you guys want to know how to make up a line. We took 3/4 inch copper tubing and cut it into 1 inch or 1 inch and a piece. I think they're an inch. I don't have a tape here. Inch and a quarter-ish, between inch and a quarter, inch and a half. Again, nothing's too absolute. And there's a burr on the inside of this, so you're going to have to take care of that burr. So we had some fun with that. We got this new tool here, and we did this into here, and you hold it with the pliers, and it really did a nice job. Kind of looked something about. This one's not been done. Here to here. Kind of makes a nice noise. If you're wondering what the crack torch is here for, you'll find out in half a minute. All right, so then you got that like that. You're going to go into here like this. Can everybody see this all right? You go into here like this. You just give it a little squisharoo. All right? How we looking here? Let me turn this around so that way I can see what the heck is going on. Maybe. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. All right. Bada boom, bada boom. So what we do is we're going to go through here. Bada boom. We're going to take our hook-de-duck here, and we're going to go through here. Bada boom. And now, this is where it gets fancy, where we have to force it through there. That's where things start to get nasty. This new rig on my phone, it works pretty good, actually. Turn it around. Getting this to go into here can sometimes be a real pain, but I kind of got it down. Yeah, I know. Right? Wolfie, I know. So we got the crack pipe. These little handheld torches, guys, butane, all kidding aside, they are handy as hell. Obviously, I would have this, you can let it, and you can push it on so that it stays on, and I put it down on the table when I'm doing mass quantities, but for you guys, I'm only doing a couple. So I kind of get this thing nice and hot and juicy, burn the house down at the same time. I take a rag, I give it a little shot like that, just to give it a little twist-a-roo. It's still a little soft, okay? As I'm pulling this, I'm twisting it, pushing it in, okay? And bada boom, it's in. Again, you don't want to lollygag, you kind of want to get it in there just right, okay? I'm going to give this a little bit more of a smush. And so as you're pulling it through, you're pulling both of them through at the same time. There's kind of what she looks like. Nice, right? And obviously we do the other side as well. But in the efforts of time, you guys, I'm not going to bore you guys to death. I just wanted to show you how that was done. When you're doing them in mass quantities, you get going down pretty good. So then you come over here to this other next operation here. Turn that around. Make sure I don't catch the... You come to the next operation, which is this fancy thing that Freddie made up. Boom, sacrifice that for this. And what happens is this, make contact, there you have it. Pretty cool, right? And then you give it a little squeeze-a-roo. Now, what I normally do too is that I'll give it like that and then I'll turn it over. What's he having for 50 people today? We'll be melting. What are you making? 50 people. So I switch it around, give it another squeeze to make sure you got it on both sides. Bada boom. It's going to take an act of Congress and a whole bunch of horses and I don't know what else to get that thing off of there. Something else is going to break. This is not the weakest link. I think now that this is, and God help you with this thing because it is tough, man. It is really tough. Burgers, sausages, and chicken sounds good to me. Be right over. You got a swimming pool? It's roasting here, man. I'm still sweating my ass off. You guys got to drink water in this kind of weather, guys. All right, or get out on the bay, which is what we're gonna go do. Gonna have a little meeting here with Frederick and make sure we got all our gear together and whatnot. We're gonna cut ourselves short. We're only on 21 minutes, but I guarantee you that at the sounds of things, we are. He says, "I don't." If Fred says, "I don't care," that means we're going. So I'm geared up. I'm ready to go. It's going to be exciting, guys. I really strongly recommend that you subscribe so that you are notified when it happens. This is going to be an ongoing thing. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it, but within the next little bit, you ought to be subscribing because we will always go live at Saturday at 10 o'clock. I have this thing about that. But additional broadcasts are additional. So we are feeling hot, hot, hot today, and I hope you guys are too. And I hope you guys come on over, subscribe, rate, comment, share it with anybody and everybody. Freddie, the Angry Bayman, is back in action. His tooth is good, and our stuff is growing. I'm going to leave you with how much our stuff is growing. I started to document, if you remember last week, document our oyster excursions. Move over, Robo. What do you got over there, Fred? You're dinging all over the place.
I tried to get on Facebook again, but no.
They kick you off again?
I don't know. I just...
Cockroaches?
I might have a new account.
Oh, a new account. He's one of those guys. Oh. All right, let me turn that around. No, they fixed his tooth. They didn't take it out, so he's all right.
Now I think I'm back on again.
Oh, now he's back on again. Maybe if I go handheld, that's probably be even better, right? There we go. I got this like microphone thing kind of hooked onto the phone. It's kind of a rig right now. All right, here we go. So here you go. These last couple, this guy here and this guy here, were pulled out of our deal on, what day did we go out there, Fred? Thursday? I can't remember. I want to say Thursday. And I was so excited. I was like, holy spaboli. They were deployed at this size here. And in 1 week, the fast ones are in this neighborhood. So this was one from there, but all three of these. Okay? So this is a representation. Hi, Kevin, what's happening? This is a representation of the amount of weeks that we've been doing here. We do still have some this size, this itty bitty, right now out in the creek. And there it goes. You know what? It's going to be fine out there. We're going to, if we need to, just take a little dip. So there's where we're at. These guys are really getting big. The boat's name is Wheezy. We haven't put it on there yet, but Wheezy is the name of it, after my mother. So this is able to go in our regular size cage now. So it's pretty exciting, man. All is great, Kevin. Thank you so much for asking. Oh, one of the Mr. attachments to the hoses, those are pretty cool. And then set up another hose for the kids and let them have at it with a sprinkler or whatever, you know. Why not? Freddie needs a t-shirt. Last time I was on Facebook, it didn't end well. They want to make you a t-shirt, Fred. All right, I got nothing else for you guys. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, our sponsor, Netminder. You will be seeing some Netminder in action today, later on. We will be streaming it live from the Peconic later on. I don't know what time. By the time we get our shit together, we go and get something we might need to get. I don't know. We're probably looking at a couple hours. So stay tuned if you're around. subscribe. Love you guys. Netminder, don't forget, our sponsor. Love you guys. See you later. We'll see you in a little bit. Charge up my phone some more and see you.